Hello and welcome to Father-Son Flights, and today we're going to be doing a demo of the VR conversion of the Republic SeaBee, which is available free on the org, provided by Denis Designs. This plane has a lot of cool things to do in it, and it's a really great find, and it's so awesome that they've made this available for free. It doesn't work that well in VR, so I've done a conversion mod for it. And I just want to highlight a couple of things that you can do with the mod. So the first is I've added this hotspot for the fuel. You can open the fuel and you can fuel it up if you like. So let's go to 3-quarter tank. And now we're all fueled up. The other thing you can do is you can go up here and check the engine. Engine's fine, and when the engine is actually turning, the air fan also turns. The whole shaft basically turns. So you can go in here and inspect it during your pre-flight. Let's go over here, and when you're in the water, you have a door here. You can get up here if you want when you're in the water, and you can sort of tie off, but this doesn't have a tie off actually model, but you can actually get up here when you're floating and see. All of the doors have been turned into toggles instead of the drag axis, which makes them a little bit easier to open and close. I've added hotspots for the front and the back seats. These back seats here will go down, and you can actually open the luggage compartment and you can add luggage as you like. Okay. And now to start the plane. So there is one bug that you have to get around in this plane. The HSI will not start up and will not turn when you first load up the plane. To get around that, you just need to reload the plane. I probably reloaded it, so I think it is pointing in the right direction right now. But just remember, you will have, if you want that working, you need to reload the plane after you've initially loaded it up. And to do that, you just do Advanced Menu, Developer, and reload the current aircraft. So let's go ahead and start this up. By the way, you have a yoke toggle here. The yoke has been tuned to grab with the controller, and it goes in and out pretty well there. The co-pilot yoke doesn't actually work the same way because you can only do the tuning on one side. So this one has the simple rotation and up and down for back and forth, like kind of like a joystick. You could turn the co-pilot yoke off just by dragging that, and it goes to the front there. I'm going to turn the yoke off for now. So when we got started up here, because I like having a free area to work with and see all the buttons and knobs. Okay, another thing is all of the knobs have been moved to the Z direction. You can actually grab them if you're up close, and they tune pretty well with the movement. So you have the prop, the throttle. I think it's because my controller is on it. Yeah. There you go. There it goes. Okay. So that's the prop. That's the throttle. This is the carb heat. Let's go ahead and put mixture in, and we'll start. The magnetos work off a rotation, and you can turn on the fuel pump to prime it. and press the button to start. Alright, let's turn the avionics on. Let's see, your beacon, nav, and strobe. Here are your landing lights. They do work, but we don't need them today. And then in your in-cabin, you have the overhead lights that also work. In the back there. Your radios now work. There's the fine, and the outside is the course. The flip-flop works. Same for the nav. You can see the VOR on the HSI actually works. You have a heading indicator. I added a push to sync right there. It's kind of hard to find, but you also have the heading. All the knobs now work off of rotation. See, we're at up there. You also have a heading indicator here, which works both on this gauge and that gauge. Your OBS for the ADF also works by rotation. Your ADF knob also. Okay. And now with the transponder, it's either going to be on or showing as altimeter mode, and it doesn't matter if you're actually in standby or on or alt. It actually shows always in altimeter mode. So be careful of that. That's sort of a bug in the screen there. However, the VFR buttons do work, so I can squawk 1200, and the ident button actually does work too, even though there is no indicator that the ident button actually works. You can actually set whatever you want there for the squawk. Over here, this is your hydraulic. You want that forward. Down here is your gear, and down here is the flaps. The flaps going down. In order for those to work, you need the hydraulic forward. Alright, let's go on a quick run, quick flight here. The parking brake go in. Let's go ahead and taxi to the runway. Remember, this is a tail dragger, so you should hold the yoke back when you're taxiing. I'm going to do a quick flight to Pebbly Beach, so you can see it landing on water. And it looks like looks like light and variable, but it looks like I should take off the other direction here. So I'm going to go down this way. Okay, here we go. All right, gear up. Now I also put a drag axis rotate on the trim. Clockwise is for up, counterclockwise is for down. If you still want the drag axis, it's still there. You just have to go a little off to the left. I think it's easier to just grab it. You also have these buttons here for trim, which that's rudder trim and elevator trim also. And I've cut the travel distance in half. Alright, let's head to Pebbly Beach. Level off. Okay, so I don't actually need gear because I'm going to be landing on the water. So gear up for water landing. Flaps. Alright, and we are down in the water. Flaps up. Now this thing actually has a reverser if you need to back up. So you can kind of stop. And the parking brake is also an anchor. So now we're anchored in the water. Let's go ahead and shut down. I'm going to take that off. Alright. And we are shut down in the water. I can actually get up here to the bow if I were to tie off into a buoy or a dock or something, but that's not exactly modeled. And that is the Republic SeaBee with the VR mod. Hope you enjoy this and have fun with this mod. It'll be available for free at Threshold or explain.org. Alright, we'll see you next time on Father Son Flight Simulator. Have a great day.